Hey you, welcome to the update of what's going on in my life as a nomad. My name is Palabo, and this is the Radio Vagabond.
My name is Bond.
Radio Vagabond.
Again, I'm doing this both on video and on audio, so if you want to follow along and see what's going on, go to the YouTube channel or the Facebook page and watch the video of this. And then you'll be able to see that I'm sitting on a bench overlooking the most beautiful lake. I'm on the South Island of New Zealand. And again, I'm joined by my travel companion, Cynthia Globe. And hi, Cynthia.
Good afternoon.
You're supposed to say, hey, world.
That is my signature, isn't it? Hey, world.
Yeah, I didn't put out a video last week because I ran into some technical difficulties, both with my camera and a ferry that didn't sail as planned, so I didn't get around to it, and so I thought, I'll skip that one, and then here we are down on the South Island. That's actually where we were the last time I spoke to you in these videos. We were on the cruise ship in Dunedin, just after having been to the Sounds, Milford Sound, Doubtful Sound and Dusky Sounds. And since then, Cynthia, we completed the cruise with a few more stops up along the southern island and the northern island, North Island of New Zealand. It was the plan that we would go into Wellington, but too much wind.
Not unusual here in New Zealand.
No.
The weather has been great for us, but it can be schizophrenic is the word we heard.
Yeah, that's actually the word that we heard. Was that the captain that used that word? We heard it a few times. The weather in New Zealand is... it can't really make up its mind, and some people say in some places you get 4 seasons in one day. We had rain this morning as we were driving up to where we are now, and now, as you can see, it's beautiful, sunny. It's a little bit rainy over there on the other side, but where we are now, it's sunny and a blue sky above us.
But a kilometer away it is raining.
It's raining, yeah. We saw a rainbow, and where we are now is, let's just start with that because people might be interested. We are very close to Queenstown, in the northern part of the South Island, I would say. Not far north, but we're not going in there again, are we? You're not saying anything about north, east, west, or south.
We've just completed the Southern Scenic Circuit as we came into Queenstown.
Yeah,
so
we can agree on that.
I
Right.
don't know what they would call this.
No. But
Central, maybe?
everywhere we go is like stunningly beautiful nature, and it's spectacular. It really is. But let's go back a week when we finally arrived to Auckland, and we had to say goodbye to the cruise ship and all the pampering when it comes to food and all of that. We came to Auckland and decided to stay, was it 3 or 4 days? Yeah, 4 days in Auckland. I got to meet an old friend of mine. Well, she's not old, she's only 24, but I met her 7 years ago when she was an exchange student in Denmark. And so good to meet Grace again. And she lives on the small island Waiheke, just an hour's boat ride from Auckland. And we heard so much about it, so we went over there, and Grace said, I'm not there, but here's the keys to my car, and use it to drive around the island, and we certainly did.
Complete with being off-road for about a third of the trip. We were on gravel roads and saw hardly any cars outside of the little ferry port area that we came into. It was such a spectacular day.
Yeah, and you did a lot of research as you normally do, and as we were driving, you said this is the most densely populated island in New Zealand. I think You look as if you disagree.
I don't remember those stats right now. Went back a week, sorry.
It might be wrong, so
Do you
check
want
the
me to
stats
go?
yourself.
I'll go Google it if you want me to.
No, it doesn't matter. But we went.
It was not. I didn't feel populated to me.
It was not crowded at all.
We saw way more sheep than people.
Oh yeah. And speaking of sheep, we'll get back to that.
We need to keep saying that. There's more sheep than people here.
Yeah. So it was a wonderful day, and that was last Saturday, so exactly a week ago, and that we were there. And I planned that when we got back to Auckland at around 7 or 8 o'clock, no, 8 o'clock ish, I would do the video and do this. But then we came to the dock for the ferry, the 7:30 ferry, and that was canceled. But we saw, there's another one at 8 o'clock. That was canceled. So all of a sudden, the next one was at 9:30 and an hour's ferry ride. So we were back at 11 o'clock or something like that.
And we had to queue starting about 8 o'clock, or
Yeah.
we wouldn't have made it. We left 200 people on the dock.
Yeah, a
200
lot of
angry
people there. So we were afraid that we were going to be stranded there. And then when I came back, I thought, well, I'll just do the video tomorrow. And then that's when I realized that all my footage from my Insta360 camera, and both from Waiheke Island and from when I was in Hobbiton the day before, was unavailable. I could not access my card, so that is totally frustrating. I now have another one, and the old one that doesn't work. I'm keeping my fingers crossed that at some point I'll meet an expert that can still retrieve that footage, but no such luck. So that also frustrated me so much. So I thought, I can't tell a lot about how beautiful Hobbiton and how great an experience that was, and the Waiheke, without having all the great pictures that I took and all the video. But anyway, we spent the last day in Auckland by going high above ground.
Sky Tower.
Sky Tower. The highest construction, not building, not tower, construction is what I read in the Southern Hemisphere. And we got to go up there just as the sun was setting.
328 meters. It's way taller than the Eiffel Tower.
Yeah. It was really, really nice.
It was also cool to walk on the glass, because you could walk on the glass floor in parts.
Yeah.
Plus, it's floor-to-ceiling glass, so 360 degrees around at sunset.
Yeah, it was definitely worth going up there. Really, really good. I can highly recommend it. And then the next day, we got on a plane and flew down to Christchurch. Not to spend time in Christchurch, because as soon as we landed, we got a rental car and drove south.
To Timaru.
Timaru, that's right. Small place, basically just to spend the night, because that was about the time we started the road trip.
Still had a nice drive down. I noticed the animals on that drive. Cows, more than sheep on that section, and llamas even. There was a section with llamas.
So from Timaru, where we stayed under an Airbnb with a lovely lady called Judy, we went north and had a wonderful drive heading north towards Mount Cook, and ended up in a small place, a small town called Twizel. I thought it was Twizel, but it's Twizel. And here we had two nights because we had quite a lot of scenic driving to do the next day. But on the way from Timaru up to Twizel, we also saw a bunch of beautiful nature.
The whole of New Zealand, every day I go, it can't get prettier than this, and it keeps
And then
getting
you turn
prettier.
a corner. Exactly. Yeah. But
that next day on Wednesday was really a big highlight, going up to New Zealand's highest mountain.
yeah, and normally, very often it's cloudy, it's raining, but we saw in the weather forecast that it would be spectacular weather the next day. So we said, we need to book 2 nights here, so we don't have to rush through the whole area with Mount Cook and the Southern Alps. That whole region is, that's one of the main reasons to go to the South Island, I guess.
We read there were a huge number of peaks above 3,000 meters. Now I don't remember the exact number. It's about 26. I might be one or two off on that. And they're all
I think
within...
it was 26, yeah, because we thought it was 23 first, and then you read that it was 26. 26 peaks.
Above 3,000 meters, and all within 16 kilometers of Cook, which we were at the base of.
Exactly.
And there was glacial ice, and we took 2 great hikes that day.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I saw on my health app that we walked more than 10 kilometers that day. So
yes.
we're pretty active and burning off the calories, and that was, what a way to do it. And then we...
do you want to name the trail?
Oh yeah, name the trail if you can. Oh, I want to name the trail?
This is your favorite trail name.
Oh, it was called Hookah Trail.
I knew you wanted to get that in the show. We also did the Tasman Glacier Walk as well.
Yeah, but we were in Hookah Trail. Oh man, yeah, we were there in Hookah Valley, and beautiful place. And then the next day we drove south again because we wanted to get back to Dunedin, where we recorded the video 2 weeks ago, sitting on the cruise ship. But this time we stayed there on land, and we drove out to the peninsula to see if we could spot a few penguins if we were lucky, and maybe an albatross at the Albatross Center.
On the Otago Peninsula, I believe is what that's called.
Right, yeah. And it's the drive. It's very, very hilly. Well, all of Dunedin is. That's also where they had the steepest road in the world, the Baldwin Street, and where we were the last time. And this time we had an Airbnb right next to it. But also the peninsula, it was very, very hilly and beautiful nature to drive on, even though it's not that big.
No, but we were able to cross over the mountains that are on the peninsula, and then coming back we took the waterfront drive, which was right on the edge of the water and much smoother terrain. But I feel like we really saw the peninsula that way.
I feel we did, yeah. We came out to where they have the Albatross Center out there, the Royal Albatross Center, in hopes that we could join the tour, but it was all sold out. And that turned out actually to be kind of lucky, because if we were on that one, we would have been inside a room, but instead we walked down to a viewing platform and spotted 2 or maybe 3 huge albatrosses that have a wingspan of like 3 meters.
3.5 meters, actually, about 11 feet.
Yeah. We didn't see any penguins, but then we saw something else that was very, very rare.
At that point in time, we were actually looking at the Antarctic Sea, and it was so incredibly calm. I was just shocked how calm it is, because it's obviously a massive body of water, and usually it's not calm.
Yeah.
And it wasn't for some parts when we crossed it.
No. And when you say the Antarctic Sea, it's because on the other side of that water, that body of water, is the Antarctic. Yeah.
It's Antarctica, exactly. And because it was so calm, we were just incredibly lucky to be able to see an orca. And he or she, I'm not sure which, probably a male because of the size of the dorsal fin, just came out of the water and then went back in and out of the water and back in 4 times. Yeah. Surfaced, got really amazing views of him.
And an orca is also what's called a killer whale.
Correct.
Known for being black and white. They kind of look like an extra big dolphin in some way, but then they're black and white and obviously a lot bigger. And wow.
Stunning, just
and that
stunning.
is so rare.
They don't even list it on the boat trips in the area as you might see one of these. It's that rare to see them. And actually seeing a single one is quite rare. They usually travel in pods, they even hunt in pods and everything. But we had just a stunning view. He was just cruising along, slowly, nicely.
And when it came too far away, that was an albatross just flying over it. Beautiful, beautiful. Yeah, and then that was, 2 days ago. And then we've been driving again along the coastline, further west of the southern coastline.
We've been on the southern scenic route since then.
Yeah, Yeah, in the southwestern part of New Zealand. By the way, you might remember that we had a discussion about that, and I'm not going to talk about it anymore because none of you guys out there agreed with me. Obviously, a lot of Cynthia's friends agree with her, but even some of my dear friends agreed with Cynthia, not with me. And you know what? It annoys me. It kind of, frankly, it disappoints me that you didn't agree with me, because it's so annoying when I know that I'm right.
You're still sticking by that.
Yeah. Yesterday night we asked our Airbnb hosts, a German who's lived here for 33 years and an Australian who's lived here maybe even longer, in Dunedin, and they also agreed with you. And I said, well, you're not really local. How would you know? An Australian and a German. No, I need to find someone local. No, we're never going to talk about that again, even though I'm right. And then, it wasn't yesterday. It was the day before. Like I said, days blur for me because we just spent another night in a small, tiny hotel, a railway.
The Railway Hotel.
The Railway Hotel or something.
1806. It was a historic property.
Yeah. In a small town called.
I wanted to mispronounce it. It was like Hinton.
While you're doing that?
Winton,
that was
Winton, because I wanted to call it Winston, but it's Winton.
It's Winton, yeah. And then, and now we've been driving a short drive today, just a couple of hours with a lot of stops, to Queenstown. And this is where we are now. Well, we're just outside of Queenstown now, overlooking the lake that's right here. And Queenstown, we'll tell you more about that in the next episode because we haven't really explored that much yet. But it's a place with a lot of tours going out of and a lot of adventure sports and stuff like that. And a lot of restaurants and bars. It seems like a place you can't be bored.
Exactly, adrenaline junkie capital.
Exactly. So this is where we are now. This is an update from the Radio Vagabond right here in the South Island of New Zealand. And that's it for this week. My name is Pelle. I gotta keep moving. See ya.
Your sense of adventure is just over the horizon. So, reach out and grab it. This is the Radio Vagabond. Gotta keep moving.